Welcome back, everybody, to the Broken Dreams podcast. I'm your host, Kiri, and as per usual, with me as always is Kiri. Today, we'll be doing a topic on video games. Yeah, I'm done. Okay.
Specifically, nothing the genres of video games.
Which is still just video games because it's the same thing, Killy. You can't tell me it's not.
Well, we're not going to cover all genres, therefore we're not covering all video games. Oh my god.
I don't have anything to say. It was just like, but it is though. But like, it's.
Hey, at least we're continuing the trend of every single podcast having you make a weird noise in the first 5 minutes.
What the fuck? I can't. I literally can't. I literally can't.
You do it to yourself. I'm just saying. You do it to yourself.
I'm literally fucking balding over here, bro. He's literally causing me to bald. I'm gonna go bald. I'm going to work at an office job for a 9 to 5. I'm going to hate myself? What? Am I okay? Do I need to go to a doctor? I'm having a stroke over here. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro.
So how about
I'm gonna hate my wife. I'm gonna hate my kids. I'm gonna hate going to work.
Wife bad.
Boomer meme, wife bad. Wife bad, haha.
Oh my god. So how about them video games though? How about You're on. Okay, do you want me to lead? Because you were on lead, but
no, I got it.
I swear I got it. Sure, you got it.
Yes, I'm positive. I got it. I feel like the first genre we should talk about today is one that I am incredibly experienced in. One that I have always known because I've been playing it since before I could afford video games. I'm talking about the famous, the most popular MMORPGs. Yes, that's right. I was a free to play player. Because no, stop making fun of me. I'm like, I'm gonna cry. I was a free to play player for a really long time because I did not have any money to play actual video games for a really long time. And if I was going to play an actual video game, I'd rather play it on my console at the time. This is when I was younger. I didn't have the PC. I don't have a PC build. I still don't have a PC build. I'm poor. We get it. So you got to make do with what you got. So when I got my first crap top, which is my current crap top, I played a lot of, I guess you could say, free-to-play games. And most free-to-play games, unfortunately, are MMORPGs. So I grinded the shit out of a lot of them, or put as much time as I wanted to put inside of them.
Which, considering the genre, is a lot.
Yeah, there are a lot of games. There are only maybe, I think there's one, maybe just one, is that I play like constantly at the current moment. And that's Warframe, because I fell in love with the game when I first played it, but it is still grindy as shit, and by all means, it's not the best game in the world. Sorry, I burped. But it is definitely one of the higher quality of free-to-play games that you could play and still enjoy if you have people to play with you. If you don't, well, have fun grinding your life away, just like me.
My opinion.
You want to spend another 100 hours looking for one mod that may not ever spawn? That's too bad.
I'm just
have fun with that.
I'm just saying, MMOs already play like free-to-play games most of the time. Making them free-to-play does not help the problem.
I mean, to be honest, though, it just brings in a larger crowd, and
it
most of the time when you play,
double the grind, double the fun. "Quote unquote" fun. Very big quotation marks.
It's just depending on how much fun, quote unquote, you want to put inside of it. I love MMORPGs. I'm not gonna stop loving MMORPGs. It's something about wanting to lay my life away to grind for something I don't give a shit about, or to get that one mid-maxing item for this one weapon that definitely doesn't have a 0.067% drop rate, and I'm gonna cry and I want to die, and I have nobody but myself to blame for the shit I'm putting myself through.
Watching number go up make good brain juices flow.
I have a very low dopamine count. For the love of God, I play fucking gacha games.
Attack number
There's
go up.
literally,
Become
I have a
happy.
low dopamine count, bro.
When you see your armor value go up by 0.5 points.
But don't worry, I did get into better games after I did get a PC. Well, when I could actually afford to pay for games. Like, currently, I am playing Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, it's that game that everybody's streaming on Twitch because they don't want to play WoW anymore.
Everybody
Go play FF.
Yo, what, you're trying to recruit more people into the cult?
Yes. Yes.
I feel
Go play FF.
I feel like much bigger influencers than us are already doing that.
I mean, to be entirely honest, yeah. Wait, we're not influencers. We don't influence anybody.
Says the one that wanted to start a podcast.
Oh my god. Wait, no, I gotta do that better. Oh my god.
That started out strong, but it did not end strong.
Damn.
I'm sorry, I don't know what the ending was there.
Could have been better, yeah, but you know.
Could have been better.
I
Okay.
wanted,
Okay.
I wanted it to be funny, and it wasn't funny.
Alright,
So-
it was funny. Okay.
By the way, go play FF14. Good game. It's highly recommended by me and all of the other FF14 players, regardless if you're a streamer or not. I find the game to be quite enjoyable. Base game? No, I don't. I really don't.
Base
I
game
don't
is-
recommend A Realm Reborn, but I recommend every expansion. They're all fantastic. I mean, fantastic storytelling games.
Base game literally had me like inches away from pressing the uninstall button because it was actually the worst story I've ever played.
So, just so you know, I got him into FF because I wanted him to play the game. I thought he would enjoy it, and he does enjoy it. It's not a lie. It's just, I mean, base game is
Yikes.
just not good. It's just not good. It is so bad and boring. And there's base game, and then there's base game patch, and base game patch is so fucking long, man. It's
the
so
story. The
long.
story becomes from the worst story you've ever seen to a below average story, but also becomes longer and no progression is made.
So they had to fix a lot for the expansion that the next expansion they did, which was Heavensward, which is a completely like just good ass story. But in order to do that, they had to set up a lot of shit. So patch exists, and it's really long and frustrating to just sit through a lot of the shit that they do in that. It's a lot of political nonsense. It's a lot of characters that you probably you're not gonna care about until the next like expansion are gonna do a lot of stupid shit that you find to be incredibly irritating, and you're just not gonna like anything that happens during that moment at all. I know it because I played it.
I did too.
But if you push through, if you just do what you want, you got it. You're gonna get to the good shit and the good classes as soon as you get to level 16.
I got a gun.
You got a gun. I still hear you shoving food in your fucking mouth.
I got a class with a gun, and I never needed to switch classes since. All I need is gun.
Yeah, he plays machinist. I'm a tank. I play Dark Knight. I'm edgy as shit. Who would have thought? Wow. But then again, I have all the tanks. I literally play every tank. It doesn't fucking matter.
Every enemy comes up to me. Why'd you bring a sword to a gunfight?
Is there actually? I'm trying to think if there's any more MMORPGs that I play a lot. No. I've tried a lot of MMOs, and the free-to-play ones are kind of below average, especially for me, because they have content in them, but they are only really based off of usually two things: the story being good enough for me to care. They usually never are, never, or the classes being fun enough to play, the gameplay kind of hooking me in. You see what you know what I'm trying to say here, right?
I think you're forgetting one though.
What am I forgetting?
A certain desert of blackness.
That wasn't free.
I know, but it's an MMORPG. I thought you were trying to mention.
Yeah, but
Final Fantasy. You already mentioned
well,
Final
no.
Fantasy 14. That's not free.
Yeah, but like I never put like ample amounts of time in.
Okay, I'll
BDO.
discuss that one though, because I actually want to talk about
Okay.
that one.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of things that game did not do great. But there is something. Okay, so the combat, obviously, main point of every MMO, it was pretty good in that game, honestly. Final Fantasy 14 combat is good in a mechanical sense, but goddamn, Black Desert's combat looks fantastic. Those moves look
Bro, that shit
amazing.
is so fucking pretty. You will literally be glued to the fucking screen as you are pressing buttons. You're like, oh.
If I could get FF combat to look like that, I'd be playing that a whole lot more. And the combat wasn't
Actually,
terrible either. Like, it looked good and it wasn't, like, awful to play. But
yeah.
my favorite
It's just
thing... My favorite thing that Black Desert did is it incorporated a ton of stuff, like, other MMOs don't have. Like, it had a whole economy system and a trading system. You can load goods in a ship, sail over to the next port town, sell them over there. Like, they had a ton of like background and economy stuff. You could base like a whole thing in that MMO without like fighting at all. You could essentially just build tools and equipment and sell them to other players and that kind of thing. It was a really cool system, honestly, and that was the main reason I got into that game, even though everything else was okay, but that stuff was nice.
I feel like it recently got an update, right? But it's like a very, I guess you could say, combat heavy update. Like, we got a new class, and then they also added dungeons, and then they also did some other stuff, and maybe a few visual changes as well. But like, they want people to play the game again, but they're still, focusing on the funny, pretty pun that go, "Brr!" And it's just like, I need to be attracted to this game more than just for the combat. There's a lot of content in the game, not gonna lie, there is. But like, for me, the trading was all right. I didn't find it any different. I did like the whole economy system that he was talking about, but it never piqued my interest or made me want to keep playing the game. It's just like, for me, it was just like, oh, it's combat. The story's shit, god tier shit, and I don't fucking care. I just don't care.
Better than Rome Reborn and Patch.
I mean, yeah, better than that, but like, literally anything is better than ARR and ARR patch. Like, literally anything at that point. It's just like, I wanted BDO to be something good because it looked so pretty, and it could have been something good for me, but like, there wasn't something that like kept me going, kept me like attached. And the community was also very separated because it all had their certain cliques and all of the things in there. It was just like, I tried PvP,
I know.
That's just how
PvP
Yeah,
and MMORPGs is never the strong suit.
They're never good. No, they're never good. I have never played an MMORPG, even FF, where the PvP is actually good. It is just always bad. It is not balanced. Ever balanced. You can't balance that many classes. It's just not possible.
There was the way I see it is MMOs are completely balanced around PvE. So trying to balance them around PvP doesn't make sense because the entire rest of the game is PvE. Like,
it's just like, it's so unimportant and so unnecessary, but they do it anyway. So
they're like, hey, feature. Honestly, I think Black Desert would have been so much better if they focused on what made it different instead of just trying to be every other MMO, you know?
Yeah, actually,
it had a lot of
could
cool unique things.
It could have been a very trading heavy MMO, like, I guess economy based, like political based. Like if they tried to expand more of what the things that were surrounding this story, maybe try to envelop me in the story a little bit by making me care about some characters, because you go through the story, right? And all of the characters are people you have never met before. You don't know them. You don't give a shit. And it's just like, if you make me care about a character, if you make me spend time with them, make me know their motives, make me do all of these things and not just put, oh, here's a quest marker, go here, do this, do that, fetch quest, kill this person, do this, get that, like, it's so basic. Like, yeah, that's the basic MMORPG thing to do. But you have this really expansive, like, super big world. Like, the map is huge, actually, surprisingly enough, and it takes a while to get everywhere.
Speaking,
like, you actually have to use a horse to get everywhere. That's how bad it is.
Speaking of the world, can I talk about that for a sec? Because the world is it's super pretty, and it's got a ton of different biomes. Like, you got mountain regions and oceanside and desert, and they have some cool like things in the world that you wouldn't see elsewhere. Like, the game is called Black Desert, and if you go to the place called Black Desert, your map doesn't work. You don't know where you are. You have to navigate like based on just their sense of direction, which is amazing. And there's a part of the map that's completely separated from the whole rest of the game. You have to take like a 20-minute ship ride just to get over there. 20 minutes in real time. I don't know. It's a cool map. Very pretty.
It's such an expansive world, but like the things that surround that expansive world are just so limited. And it's like, if you focus on your world, focus on this thing that you want to build your game around, like make a story that actually matters, I would play the game so much more, because the game is so pretty for it to be that bad, for it to be so mediocre.
Also,
like, the combat is nice, like everything looks nice. I just wanted a story, and it didn't give that to me. And that's why I play FF more, because FF gives me a story with decent looking characters, with really fun like combat mechanics that doesn't make me like repetitive or bored, and like also keeps like a very interactive community that is just really active and like outgoing and out there. It's just different, and that's what I wanted out of an MMO, and that's what FF gave me, and that's it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I just play FF for the story at this point, because it is a good story. Like, once you get past the initial part. Once you get past the initial part, obviously.
The initial part. By the way, new expansion's coming out. I'm so fucking hyped for it. Woo!
$40?
I'm trying to spend another $40 in the game. Woo!
Better than a $100 Valorant skin pack.
Shut the fuck up. We're not even on that genre yet. Shut up. God,
seamless transition straight in.
Go to your fucking genre, for fuck's sake. We're not even there yet.
Alright.
Get pissy.
Well, speaking of MMORPGs, I'm gonna transition slightly. Still an MMORPG, but also a sci-fi game. And that is a game that is near and dear to my heart. Elite Dangerous. And if you don't think Elite Dangerous is an MMORPG, I don't blame you if you haven't played it. It doesn't look like it from the outside. But if you have played it and you still don't think it's an MMORPG, you haven't played it enough.
Put another 100 hours into the game, maybe you'll finally find something.
when you start looking at the fucking crafting, you start looking at the upgrading, you're like, oh, I gotta go find a resonant wake. Oh, I gotta go here and scan this specific thing, or I gotta go mine this one asteroid in this one ring belt. It quickly becomes an MMORPG with RNG mechanics.
But every MMORPG, what the fuck?
Yeah, tons of stats on it. Like, it's a number. It can be a number crunching game at times, but I will say, despite all of that, it is still probably, in my opinion, the best like sci-fi like simulation game. And sci-fi simulation is a dying genre, and everybody wants it. It's not that there isn't a demand for it. Just look at Star Citizen. Do you see how much money that raised? Like, people want this stuff, just nobody can give it to them.
Dollars. my game. Who wants it?
Everybody, there's like like hundreds of thousands of people that are just like, yes, I want to like experience the future. I want to fly around in a spaceship and get out in a city and like go walk around it. But Star Citizens and Alpha, Elite Dangerous is going through a rough spot at the moment, and No Man's Sky is good, but it's more of a survival game than a space sim. Honestly, in that game, I want to spend the least amount.
Not really a space.
I want to spend the least amount of time in my ship in that game because goddamn, the flight mechanics are terrible.
Are they really that bad?
Oh my god, have you tried flying in No Man's Sky? Like, I
haven't at all.
Yikes! Don't. You're not looking forward to it. Anyway.
I mean, I'm still gonna buy the game, so.
Yeah, good game. Terrible flight mechanics. But back to Elite Dangerous. Honestly, that was one of the first games I ever really got into and started playing. And it is fantastic. The feeling of flying a ship, like the sound design is amazing, the visuals are awesome, the amount of customizability you can do, you can like change every little aspect of an individual weapon on an individual ship that you also customized every little part of. Like you can make the perfect craft for you if you want to go bounty hunting or exploring or something like that. And the reason a lot of people don't think Elite Dangerous is an MMO, like besides all the mechanics perfectly matching an MMO, is that it doesn't really have the standard MMO thing where it's like, go follow this quest line, then go kill these hundreds of enemies that won't attack you unless you get within 0.5 meters of them.
Don't call my games out, bro. Don't be like that.
Walk right past like a level 100 like thing that's taller than a building, but if you're not within his like 10-degree vision radius, he won't attack you.
Not the slightest. He definitely won't kill you. No.
No.
Just walk around him. Just walk around him. He's not gonna see you.
Yeah, no. Elite Dangerous goes the much more, essentially an MMO if an MMO was in the future and realistic. Which is an interesting concept. Like, it still has the basic MMO things. You kill an enemy, that enemy drops loot. Except the loot just happens to be like parts of a ship that you can use later, or like cargo or something like that.
At all means, how are your wait, hold up, I gotta ask the real question. How bad are your drop rates?
Oh my god, I don't. For someone, if anybody's out here on that data mined wake exceptions grind, I salute you. Have fun with that. Trust me, it's worth it though. Keep going. Oh my god, yeah, drop rates, they aren't as bad as some MMOs, because like some MMOs are like, oh, there's only an 0.1% chance on this enemy that only spawns 0.5% of the time. But yeah. But no, it's up there, especially if you're not used to MMOs, which a lot of the people that play Elite Dangerous are not used to. Because most people from Elite Dangerous come from like, I don't even know where you come from to get to Elite Dangerous, I'm gonna be fair. That's
a good question.
There's not
what type of people are coming to Elite Dangerous?
I guess you can say other people in the sci-fi genre, but as I said, sci-fi is dying.
That's a dying genre. I don't think it's...
Somebody say
I think
it.
It's
please help.
Experimenting?
I want my favorite genre to survive. Yeah, maybe experimenting. Or people that have already been playing it. They're just like, hey, come join me, and they get other people into it.
Fair enough.
Or if anybody's just browsing through Steam, sees a $10 space game, and they're like, yes, please.
You really can't explain that game in any way, shape, or form, to be entirely honest.
It's so weird. And like, okay, let me go one more thing on that game. Is just
okay.
So you know how a lot of MMOs, they have like player-driven factions and like that kind of thing. You can like have territory and whatnot. No.
What? No, wait. I actually zoned out for like 2 seconds. Excuse me, what? Sorry.
You know how like MMOs, they have like player factions or like factions that are supported by players and whatnot. Like Black Desert had a ton of that.
Yeah, they have a lot. Economy-based factions are really cool.
So Elite Dangerous takes that a step further, and the entire galaxy is run by you got essentially 8 or so main factions, 3 super main factions, and then thousands of tiny factions. And some players dedicate their entire playtime to manipulating which faction controls what. It is insane, and there's so many different, they can control if an area has a pandemic, or if they recover from it, if there's civil unrest, or if there's an economy shortage. People are manipulating every aspect of this game to control their favorite little faction just to expand them. It's very interesting. If you're into that kind of thing, then take a look at that game, because that has an unprecedented.
By all means. Yeah. Take a shot!
Please expand your dictatorship to control half of the society. We accept our new overlords. Also,
hey guys, we do live in this society, by all means.
Also, glory to the true emperor. May the Duval dynasty live forever. Your turn.
You're such a fucking nerd. I want you to fucking know you are such a fucking nerd.
If you're a federal, please fuck off and never come back.
Alright, moving fucking on from my nerd being a nerd, we're gonna talk about a topic that if you've at least played video games for a little bit, whether you're on PC or console, everybody knows about this genre because almost everybody has played it. And we're talking about FPSs, of course. Whether that be your Call of Duty, your Fortnite, or your Apex. It's a very wide genre that has a lot of things going for it, whether it be through a story game or through a competitive shooter. Now, personally, God, I don't want to bring this fucking game up. I really didn't want to, but it's in the status at this point, so I can't not bring the game up. Oh my god. Personally, I don't play many FPSs. I don't find them all too enjoyable. They're very toxic most of the time, and yeah, that if I want to get off some stress, I'll play them. By all means, I don't give a shit. But the one that I play a lot when I have shit working and my computer is not killing itself is Valorant. I like the game a lot. Sadly, it's like I'm an addict at this point. The thing is, I liked CSGO. The problem I had with CSGO is that it just was too old. It was just so many people had played it, and I kind of lost interest, I guess.
Not to mention the famous CSGO community.
Oh yeah, the famous, great CSGO community that is definitely not racist in any way, shape, or form at all. And I don't know, I just to a certain extent I can't deal with that. I can only deal with that for so long, and I was just tired of it. So I put a good 250 hours inside of the game and said I'm fucking done, and never played the game again. Valorant came out 2020, 2019, I think. No, 2020, last year. Mid... You know what I'm trying to say, I don't want to get demonetized. Sorry. And I got the beta for it, and when I heard it was CS Overwatch, I shit you not. CS Overwatch. CS Overwatch. I shit you not. I said, I gotta see if this game is actually good or not. And no, it's not. It's really not. But it is enjoyable for what it is, for what the game provides you, for being quote-unquote precise gunplay, which for all of the weapons and all of the balancing we've gone through, it's closer to being more precise than it has been in maybe, I don't know, since 1.0, where you could actually run and gun with any fucking weapon. Because now you can't run and gun with any weapon but the Spectre. You have to use the Spectre or you can't run and gun at all.
Hot take.
I'm not gonna get too much into patch shit because it's not too complicated, but it's a lot. It's very much detailed, but it's fun, especially when you're playing with your friends, unless your friends get toxic, which by all means, it's a Riot game. It has a toxic community and also children.
Hot take.
Children.
I prefer the gunplay to like CS.
I do too. No. I do too because I think CS's gunplay is just not fun. It's too accurate to real life, like to the extent where I just like don't find it enjoyable, and I'm just like, oh, all right, cool. Because then if you know how a gun's recoil and how things shoot, or how the game is programmed or whatnot, which it's through Steam Valve, so you're like, oh, I know what this is. Like you played Half-Life or some shit like that, similar to that. Like, come on, it's not hard to figure out the programming of all of those games since they were all made in the same damn engine. To be entirely honest, I mean, Valorant's gameplay very simplistic. Extremely complex when you have a team that actually knows what the fuck they're doing. Please stop. Please. I'm going to say this once and once only because I play Valorant so fucking much and I'm so tired of it. I don't give a shit. Because I don't play the game very often, and most of the time when I do play the game, I get like way out of whack and then I just like get really bad, right? But I'm in a low elo. I get it. Because I don't play the game that much. I don't give a shit. I play it casually. I don't really care. But when I say run in, that does not mean walk. Run in. It is pistol round. If we die, it's okay.
Bro, walk in. Walk in.
Literally just run in. They can't handle all of us if we're all going in at once. There's no way in hell. If one person gets a pick, you find where that person got killed from, you kill that person. It's called trades. Just establish them. It's not that hard. Good communication and a good strategy usually makes you end up winning rounds. But I can't say anything about your aim, because your aim is usually trash. I mean, it's bronze.
Welcome to low elo.
It is low elo. And most of the people that I play with in low elo are children. Or like to blame it on the game when it's really just them.
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, people like to spam abilities and whatnot, but yeah, I'm done. I'm gonna go into a whole fucking rant with Valorant.
Well, since we're on FPSs, I mean, obviously competitive shooters are like sort of the forefront of it because, you know, that's where all the esports and stuff come in. But they aren't the fun ones. Those aren't the ones you go to have fun. Those are the ones that you go to when like you want to like perfect it, you know. You want to play with a team, get everything right, get the feeling of that good call out, you know. But the fun ones, the fun FPSs, like those are the ones that really get you up there. Like my favorite, probably multiplayer FPS, Titanfall 2. You can't match it.
Yo.
How do you go past that? It's got everything. It's everything you want.
It's so good.
It's so flowy. The gameplay is so smooth. You got so many cool abilities and gadgets and shit. Like, it's got everything.
Literally never played an FPS shooter that is so consistent every single time you go into a game and still have fun whether I'm getting shit on or not getting shit on. It's just like, oh my god.
It's just pure fun.
That's so fun.
It's fun condensed into one game. That's all you need. And even the story mode, very good too.
Yeah, the story's pretty good too. Story is actually fantastic. I actually love it.
And FPS and story games become a lot bigger like than it used to be. Like there's a ton now and they're all really good. Metro, Wolfenstein, like
that's
really
what you meant.
Yeah. FPS story.
Those are really good.
I mean, at its core, they're just FPS games. You don't play that for anything but the shooting, you know?
Yeah.
If you remove the shooting from those games, you'd have like maybe 3/4 of the game left. Sorry, 1/4 of the game left.
Well, for me personally, because the only reason I'm so into FPS games now is because my first FPS game was Halo. And my god, if you've played Halo, you know how Halo is. You can be just as toxic playing Halo as you are playing any other game, but you know there is no one. Like, there's just Halo multiplayer and story from what it was back then, from 1, 2, 3. I'm not counting 4 because I don't like 4 story. I just don't.
You don't talk
1,
about
2, 3. So basically, what it is 1, 2, and 3 had a very good, concise story. Then there is 3's expansions, because 3 has 2 expansions. It has Reach and ODST. They are the 2 things that led to Halo 3 itself. They're technically prequels, right?
Yeah.
So Reach was the very first thing that happened, actually, where an entire planet, spoilers, gets fucking obliterated.
Just in case you haven't played Halo Reach, if you're really
just in case you haven't played Halo Reach,
you've really been waiting just for this one moment.
It's my guy. It has been maybe 10, 11 years since that game has come out. A little late to the party.
Yeah.
Pick up the fucking speed.
See, they only feel like a game's complete after it's been bug tested for at least 15 years.
And if you haven't played any of the Halo games, go play the Master Chief Collection. Good fucking games. All of them. Every single one of them. And let me explain Halo 3 story, because this is technically like the biggest Halo game that like literally everyone in my generation at least played. Reach was the entire planet gets fucking obliterated, and one squad that tried to stop it was the Noble Squad, and every single person on your fucking squad dies, including you, but you're the last one to die. And then, you know, by the meme where it says survive, yeah, that's the last mission of Halo Reach, and if you want to speed run that, you just kill yourself. It's really funny. That's, you know that meme, don't you?
Yeah. Your objective is to do the opposite.
Yeah, that originated from that. And then, right after that, on Earth, it is currently getting attacked by the Covenant. You are the ODST squad, and you play through all of them, which was actually pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. When they did the whole play through all of the people squad, you're kind of playing through, you go through as the rookie, you all get separated, you wake up like a whole 6 hours after the drop, it's nighttime, and when you go around, you find these specific pieces, you go back in time to see what's going on in the world, what's happening. It's a good fucking game, actually. And then, you know, you find out that the engineers were the ones building the new Halo, and that's what leads up to Halo 3, which is a fantastic game, both in multiplayer and in campaign. It's just yes. That is gameplay. That is a game that I will play multiple times, and it will never change. It's just that FPS is so dear to my heart because it is literally a part of my childhood at that point in time. And
very good.
My parents are yelling upstairs. I'm sorry.
Please ignore it.
They're very fucking loud. Please ignore it. But I'll try my best in post.
Alright.
It's not much I can do.
Hey, while we're on shooters, I want to bring up one more kind of shooter. we got the classic co-op shooters. You know, everybody knows, you know, Left 4 Dead. Like that's just become iconic at this point. But there's a few other ones out there. Most of them aren't as popular, but you know, there's obviously there's Deep Rock. I love Deep Rock Galactic. What was the one?
Are we talking like pure like horde shooters?
No, like Revenant.
We're talking like round off.
Like Revenant.
Yeah, that's
also
a horde.
counts.
That's technically also a horde shooter.
I guess a horde shooter. But that's what a co-op shooter is, really.
I mean, not always. There's.
I guess like
like
Sniper Elite is also co-op.
It's gonna sound so weird, but the first like co-op like multiplayer story shooter that I guess I played was like Bulletstorm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that works.
Yeah, because I played it with my dad. That's a co-op shooter. Like, they're very story based though, and man, that game is fucking great. Actually, fucking love that game. It's really high impact for what it was, and it's like the grapple, like the what is it, like a string grapple or whatever. I don't remember a lot about the game, but I just remember it being really fun, high impact.
Yeah, that's me whenever I boot up like one of the old Wii games that I've had. I'm just like, I remember this being so good. Then I boot it up and I'm like, wow, that's a thing.
I mean, yeah, there's Left 4 Dead, there's Revenant, there's fucking
Revenant from the Ashes, by the way. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's
World War
Outsiders,
Z.
which World War Z.
Mm-hmm.
Outsiders is probably fun. I just have never played it at the current moment.
Borderlands is also a co-op shooter.
Oh yeah, Borderlands! Fucking Borderlands! One of the best co-op shooters to ever exist.
Never mind. The two iconic ones are Left 4 Dead and Borderlands.
Yeah, no, that's it. There's I played through all of Borderlands, by the way. Great games. The DLC for 2 are phenomenal, or a good portion of them are. And the DLC for 3 are... I wouldn't know. I haven't played them. I plan to. I need somebody to play them with, and I don't have anybody to play Borderlands 3 with.
And
so...
co-op.
Co-op. But it's crossplay now, so maybe I'll find somebody.
I gotta find somebody on a console.
Yeah, that sounds sad as fuck. That sounds so fucking sad.
You're a console gamer. It's okay. You're a vibe sometimes.
Yeah, it just depends on what games you play.
I just feel bad that you're constantly paying subscription fees just to play your games.
I know you don't probably want to talk about Battle Royales, but can we at least go into it?
No, we have the meme for it, so might as well. By the way, Kiri picked this meme. This was not me.
I didn't pick this meme. I scoured.
Yes, you picked it.
I picked it, but it's not my meme. So don't blame me.
Kiri is saying that because he didn't make the meme, he's not responsible.
No,
for it,
I'm not saying that because I didn't make the meme. I'm saying that because it's somebody else's meme. I stole someone else's from someone else's meme collection.
You still chose it. You still chose it. Okay. But yes, Battle Royales. It was a thing and it was big, and the only good one was Apex, and it was good. Then it got bad, and I heard it's decent now again.
Yeah, no, it's still good. Well, they probably okay. So when we left the game, it was what was this, season 4? Fortune's Favor.
Game got bad after they removed the train.
He's just biased. Don't worry about his opinion.
It was.
We left the game. No, we left the game at season 5 when they added Rampart. That's what we left the game. I could not give less of a shit about that fucking character, and the map for that was also really bad. And then they also did replication stuff that I didn't really understand at first, because I've been getting back into Apex recently because this season has been really nice to me. Like, they even brought back King's Raid and World's End, which are literally the 2 best maps in all of Apex. Like, season 1 map and season 3 map, fucking fantastic. Season 2 map is great, and if they ever bring it back, I'll tell Killy and he'll probably re-download it.
Yeah, it'll probably make me re-download at least.
He just really likes the train, but then again, he's a train whore.
I'm just saying,
who cares?
It wasn't just that the train got removed, but it was the timing where things started to go downhill, and you can't debate that.
Well, okay, yeah, they were starting to take away a lot of weapons, and then when they took away the Peacekeeper and made it legendary, I kind of actually got pissed.
And they made charge rifle shit.
Well, no one likes the charge rifle anyway.
I like the charge rifle.
That's just you, Killy. Nobody likes
Let me enjoy my weapon.
Okay, whatever. Okay, literally whatever. Anyway, Apex is a decent game. I feel like if you really I currently am really enjoying playing the game again. Well, coming back to it because I hadn't played it in a while. And yeah, people are a lot better than me because they've been playing since season 1. But I've also been playing on and off since season 1 as well. So I'm not trash. It's just I haven't played the game in a while, and there were some weapon changes I just wasn't okay with. If you have a problem with the Spitfire, that's fair. The gun has no recoil. It just doesn't.
I mean, it didn't need recoil. It had a really low rate of fire, and honestly, if you could aim well with an R103 or an R99, you could easily get the kill faster.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, but the problem now is that if people are like really, I think the thing got buffed or something, right?
Did it
And
get
people
buffed?
got
Okay. Wait,
apparently.
it was a
Okay, so
perfectly
in between
balanced
all,
weapon.
okay, so in between all of the seasons that we were playing, right? It may have gotten better.
It was perfectly
I don't
fine.
know.
Why did they buff
It was fine. It was fine the way it was back in like season one.
It was
right?
one of the
Like,
most balanced weapons in the game.
It was not a bad weapon at first, right? Now it's like the no skill weapon. Apparently, you can kill somebody who has like, or I guess you could say maybe it is or isn't, but like you could be like super low skill. Oh my god, dude. I can't focus.
See, I don't understand. I don't understand how games that have good balance always somehow manage to like further down the line mess it up. Like, don't you understand that it's good right now? Like, nobody's really complaining. Like, yeah, people are gonna complain. It's like, oh, I got killed by this weapon. Time to instantly go to the forums and complain that the weapon I got killed by should be nerfed. But but it's like
I'm trying so hard, Kili. I really am trying so fucking hard to focus on what you're saying, but my parents are just being so fucking loud.
I'll just keep going while you figure that out.
I can't. I don't know.
Well, how about this? We'll move on to another genre. This is one year into more than I am, but I have a few topics. You know, you love them. It's the roguelikes.
Yes, sir! Let's go! Let's go!
Let me actually start off with this, even though you're more with this. The best roguelike, and you might fight me on this, but I think a lot of people will agree with me, is FTL. And goddamn, that game is so good. Yeah, you're gonna have to, but I'm just saying, I think it was one of the first games on Steam ever to get like a certain review rating, like up to a certain point.
Honestly, I played a lot of roguelikes. I still do play roguelikes till this day, and I can't say FTL is that good. Like, I just can't.
How much have you played of it though?
I put some hours into it from when I did my I definitely didn't have this game for free moment. I put a few hours into it, maybe like 30 or 40, and then was just like, it's alright. I just like, I don't think it's the best out there. I do think that Gungeon is like infinitely better.
Okay, Gungeon is really good. But
yeah, like I don't think
FTL was before Gungeon though.
It was before, but
FTL was one of the first like good roguelikes. It's got that kind of iconic flair to it.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying that it's not the best. Personally, I'm just like,
I mean,
nah.
it's kind of FTL is kind of like Battlefield 4. It's not the newest one, but it's one of the old time good ones, you know.
I feel worried. You're gonna piss off some fucking Battlefield 4 fans with saying that shit.
Well, I really do. Well, me saying FTL was one of the best because of the iconic area is... Come on, that's a compliment.
I mean, that is a compliment, but like, I feel like you're gonna get some like toxic ass B4 players being like, "Well, you're not even the same genre, bro. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?"
It's just a comparison based on their level of renown. It's not on the genre or anything. Dude, that's the word of the day. We got renown.
Renowned.
That's welcome to the vocab queen.
Yo, we went back to fucking. Look, I would say welcome to 10th grade, guys. Welcome to 10th grade English.
Okay.
The word of the day is renowned.
Dude, can we get the prepositions quiz that I got like a 30 on?
Jesus fucking Christ. So in terms of roguelikes, I have been playing them for so long. And every now and again, I have to find myself a good roguelike. I love Gungeon. I've never put the effort in to beat the whole damn game. And that's just because I just didn't care enough, personally. It's not that I didn't dislike the game, it's the fact that I, as a person, just never beat the game. I found interest in a lot of other roguelike games that kind of made me develop it. The reason why I like roguelikes so much is because they're technically under the indie game category, and they are always stylized towards whatever they feel makes them good. Like, if it's a shooter game, you have Gungeon, you have Neon Lights, I think it's Neon Heights, I think is what it's called. You have fucking Isaac is technically a shooter. Isaac is technically a shooter.
There's also Heat Signature, but you've never played that. It's very good.
No, I have.
Heat Signature? Okay, it's good.
Yeah, I played Heat Sig. I played it whenever you weren't on Steam. I played Heat Sig.
Fair enough.
Good game. Yeah, really good game. There's right. What game was I on? Oh, Isaac and Risk of Rain 2. Good game. Really good game. And then one that's like super indie, by the way. Like this game is probably only known to the people who have ever played it, but it is a roguelike, Relic Hunters 0. And I know no one probably knows what the fuck that is. I'm not going to go into it, but if you want to try it, the game is free. By all means. It's a free game. Go try it.
Go get it.
Oh, sorry. Throat. I've been having... My intercession system is not having fun today. This episode is going to be filled with burps.
Kingdom's also a good roguelike. I like Kingdom.
Kingdom? Oh, fucking
side-scrolling defense. You're defending against waves of enemies.
Yeah. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one more that I'm gonna talk about, Synthetech. That was fucking amazing. That game is so brutal for what it is, though. And man, the thing that always attracted me to roguelikes is that the beginning is rough. You are going to suck. You are going to want to stop playing the fucking game. But then they give you the shit that you need, the cards that you need, the guns that you need, everything that you need as you level up. If you keep doing runs, you keep going over and over and over, and it becomes less RNG and more skill. And that's the thing I love about roguelikes, that they kind of turn this really RNG element of, oh, you got a really bad weapon? Oh, you can still make use of that. You'll probably get a better one later. You got a bunch of cards that you can get, and yeah, it's still a little bit RNG, but you know this game well enough to where you can just avoid things, take less damage than when you did the first time, and just get past it without, taking too much damage. The roguelike I've been playing a lot recently is One Step from Eden. This game is so fucking complicated when you first play it. And I mean, like, you will be spamming Q and W, and you just won't know what the fuck you're doing. For a very long time, for the first, maybe 5 hours of me playing this game, I didn't know the E key existed. That's not a joke. I didn't know you could attack with the E key. So, every character, specifically to whatever they are, has a weapon that they use. Saffron's E key is an attack, just a gun. It's literally just a rapid fire melee gun that does 2 damage every time it hits, and it's super fast. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's consistent. It'll get you kills when you need them for enemies that have a lot of health or a lot of shield or something like that. And that's really good towards later builds, certain spell builds that you need or whatnot. But this game gets so in detail because it's player tile versus enemy tile live combat, and that sounds weird, and I can't really explain it well, but I'll try my best. Actually,
I think I know how to explain it. So FTL's sequel, Into the Breach, is sort of like that, but imagine that the tiles are just across from each other, so they're not everywhere. Into the Breach is a very good roguelike, by the way.
Oh, okay. And yeah, so it's not an RTS, but it is a it's basically live fire combat but on tiles, and it's in 4x4 cubes, which every tile can be damaged and have different effects. There's certain spells that do flame damage, ice damage, poison damage, fragile, root, flow. It's super complex system, but the first time I played this game, I was spamming buttons. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Now, I go into this game, I pick a character that I want to play, I understand all the things that they can do, I build towards a build. I've been not looking up decks, like certain builds for decks, but I've been kind of understanding how deck building works. Like certain types of moves work better when you put them together. Like if you do today I did a Revel run with Flanix and /Fistics. I got a card that spawns two kunais every 2 seconds as long as it stays in a slot. So if I keep that in my slot while I'm going down a boss battle, I'm going to have at least, I don't know, maybe 30 to 40 kunais that cost 0, cost nothing. They don't cost any mana. And if you just you let that build up while you use your other shit, it's just going to stay on a stockpile, like on the side. Each kunai does 20 damage. And you have like 40 of those, you're set. Like most enemies have, like most boss enemies have maybe 1,000, 2,000 health, depending on which tier you go up to. And some of them get shield and some of them don't. You get the point. It's just when you get those good builds and you hit that luck streak, these roguelikes get so fun. Like it just shoots that one brain cell of dopamine that you always have that just kind of wires off and everything just goes boom and oh fuck, that's so loud. And it's really fun whenever I do this. Whenever I play roguelikes, because it's like every run is different. Everything is differentiated. There's a different type of enemies. There's different types of rooms. It's just, most of it is randomly generated to keep you wanting to come back. So you always know that it's not going to be the same game over and over and over again, because that takes away from the fun. You need it to be different. You need it to be slightly randomly generated. And I think that's why they're not close to my heart, I guess you could say, but like super, super enjoyable.
Yeah, as is the thing with most roguelikes. Like they're one of they've kind of perfected random generation to a point where it's just on the edge of being like too difficult, but also interesting, you know.
Too difficult? Well, I could say it's too difficult.
Well, no, because here's the thing about random generation. When the issue with random generation in video games is that random generation, combat video games, random generation always has the chance to make a scenario where it's impossible for the player to win. So you have to get random generation down to a science, to the point where it's never, like, it can never randomly generate a scenario that's impossible, you know?
Yeah.
So roguelikes are pretty good at finding that balance, you know?
Yeah, that's what roguelikes do well, because there's maybe certain enemies and maybe certain number types and whatnot. It's like, just, I don't really know how to explain it that well, but like, they've got it down to a point to where enemies aren't fucking you over every floor, or there aren't like a numerous amount of traps, or shit isn't just bad. It's just, I don't know how the fuck they do it, really, but they're really good at it. So by all means, keep doing your thing. Keep making your roguelike games. I'm just gonna keep buying them because I'm
keep on going. I mean,
just keep doing.
Yeah. Roguelikes are very interesting in the it's both, because if you look at it from a whole, because usually they're tiny, like these games are small because they're completely randomly generated, you know. So the entire development work is less put into making a game, but more put into making a random generation algorithm, which is interesting compared to other games.
It's like, create the perfect computer-generated video game that can both support itself and support its player base. So they try to focus it more about random generation. So basically, the computer's doing most of the work, and they're doing most of nothing. All they have to really do is create sprites and how they move and whatnot, the things that make it easier and harder, and also make a progression system that isn't going to make a player want to quit after the first day.
Yeah. Well, we're just about approaching the hour mark, so we could either cut off here, and we can maybe pick this up some other time, because we definitely didn't go through all the genres.
Part 2? Wait! The part 2?
We might
Oh my god!
we might have MMOBA RJRPG FPS the simulator, the sequel, eventually.
No, the Electric Boogaloo!
Yeah.
It's gotta be the Electric Boogaloo. Come on.
The sequel to Electric Boogaloo. Just have to keep making the title longer.
It's gonna be next to our names for the. Oh my god! So thank you everybody for watching. I'm not gonna do the voice again because apparently Kili said I sounded retarded.
I
hope
said
you guys
his mic
enjoyed
is peaking constantly when he does it.
I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you absolutely feel like. And why
Hit
don't
the
you
bell button.
Click the bell button.
Only 10% of our viewers are subscribed.
Literally none of our viewers are subscribed. Why aren't you subscribed yet? Just subscribe.
If you see the red button, you are dead to us.
Subscribe.
Anyway, have a great day, everybody.
Bye.